Hello, my name is Sonia Ross. I'm a psychotherapist, intuitive messenger, and author. And this is the June 2024 numerology reading and energy forecast for Life Path 9. This is the June 2024 energy forecast and reading for Life Path 9. So welcome, Life Path 9. I'm really happy you're here. So I've already confirmed with Spirit that we have the right cards. And so before we begin, I want to just say my usual disclaimer and that anything I say in these videos is never meant to be predictive or fortune telling. Everything I share with you in any of my videos is always meant to be empowering, offer spiritual guidance where possible, and to help you connect with yourself in the best ways possible. Never fear-based, always empowering. If anything I say does not resonate with you, then chuck it in the garbage, but always know that you have the power eternally. These videos are just meant to be little signposts and guidance for the energies of your month so that you can work with them in a more holistic way. And if the energies are a little bit more tumultuous, how to find your way to navigate through those as well. So with that being said, we're going to begin. So the first card we're going to flip over is the Ace of Swords. So this is your first card, the Ace of Swords. In the obstacle position, we have the Four of Pentacles. Very interesting. The Four of Pentacles. At the center of the reading, Life Path 9, we have the Fool. All right, we have the Fool. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Okay. The next card we have is the Three of Pentacles. Very interesting. Very interesting. And the end, we have the Moon. The Moon. Okay. So just on observation, Life Path 9, I want to say you have a lot of cards here that have to do with important changes and transitions. Okay. So, well, not just important changes and transitions. You have the Ace of Swords that has to do with your thinking. So you're beginning to think in a new way about whatever's happening in your life. And then you have the Fool at the center of the reading, another air card that has to do again with new beginnings. And so you're beginning to start something new, potentially around your thoughts, which makes sense because then we have the Moon, and the Moon has to do with the deeper subconscious mind. And again, your thinking and your emotions. It's like going into yourself in a more deeper, I want to say microscopic way, really looking at what's the hidden deep, deep, deep within yourself. So there's a lot of interesting energy here, Life Path 9. It's always so interesting when I do readings for Life Path 9. I'm a 9 as well, my life path. And they're very much into transformation, and they have the energy of transformation around them. Transformation, transmutation. Definitely we go through a cycle, and we kind of are kind of leveling up into our human consciousness. We're moving from our total baseline human consciousness to more of a spiritual consciousness. So it's really interesting that you have these cards here. Okay. The other thing I want to say about the Four of Pentacles, and so you have this journey of a new beginning, bookended by two earth-based energies of the Four of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles. So the Four of Pentacles is, when I see this card, I think about this, if I'm giving myself a hug, or I'm holding on to myself, or I'm trying to, um, like hold on to who I am in certain ways. I'll say more about that because that's interesting that I said hold on to yourself. And then you have the energy of collaboration and strategy here. Like you're working through a strategy to figure out how to do something on a physical level. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Okay. So the first card we have for you, Life Path 9, is the Ace of Swords. And so the Ace of Swords, I always call this card the card of piercing through the veil. And so this may be what you're starting to do now. Maybe you're piercing through the veil of some unconscious things and some things that may have been hidden. Okay, that's really, really interesting. So you have the Ace of Swords at the beginning, and then you have the Moon at the end. And so this is really interesting that these are your bookend cards, the beginning and the end. So I feel like this sword is being used to pierce through the things that are hidden in your subconscious and the things that you may have not acknowledged or connected with. But I'll say more about that in a minute. And so then we have the Four of Pentacles, but the Four of Pentacles is usually a card of conservation, holding on to your money, things like that. But when I connect with this card for me, it's kind of like I always feel like people are bringing their energies back into themselves. It's like all they've given to the physical world, they're kind of bringing it back. But it's coming up for you in the reverse, in the obstacle position. And so maybe this is something you need to do. Maybe there's some energies in your life and some energies in your being that you need to call back. Maybe you're giving too much out to the physical world and you need to, kind of begin to hold yourself in a new way. But we'll see what more spirit has to say about that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then we have the Fool. The Fool is about new beginnings, new starts, and maybe feeling like you want to enter a new situation in your life with new energy, new enthusiasm, being excited about something that's about to start, which makes sense as a nine, because in numerology, we go from 1 to 9. I'm not talking about 11 or 22 or 33 or any of those, but we go from 1 to 9, and 9 is kind of the end of a cycle. And so it makes sense as a 9 that you get the card of new beginnings. So maybe you're about to begin a new process in your life. And maybe that new process will include you working with other people, collaborating, bringing about a new strategy, or developing something new for your life. But you have to be mindful of the fact that we have the moon here. And so as you're going through these changes and these new beginnings and these transitions, life path 9, you have to be very, very careful of your mind, and that your mind is not an obstacle or a block. So I love the moon card. When it shows up, I feel like it's just a signifier that we have work to do. We have to be careful of our mind. We have to work with our mind. And a lot of the things that we've held hidden in our minds, that we've tried to suppress, that it's time for those things to come forward. So when I see the moon card, I don't feel like it is a card of intimidation or anything that anybody needs to be scared of, but it's a signal that you have to work more closer with your mental energies and, do that important work of going deeper into your mind. Because you have the Ace of Swords here. And for me, I'm feeling like these two go together. Like this sword is slicing through the veil in your own mind so that you can go to a deeper place. And the fact that it's showing up for you for June of 2024 means that you're probably ready to do that, because none of these cards are horrible. I don't believe in horrible cards, by the way, but none of these cards are, super in the way they're laid out are not super dramatic. And, I'm not getting the energy that um, something really tough is going on in your life path 9. But it's just saying that it's time for you to use this sword of truth to pierce the veil in your own mind so that you can understand yourself and your subconscious a bit better. Okay. A lot better, should we say. Because you are embarking on a new beginning, which is great, but you have to take care of your mental capacities first. Okay, Spirit, what would you like to say about the Ace of Swords? So it's interesting. So with the Ace of Swords, it's like I'm seeing like a membrane being like it's the sword is taking a membrane and it's piercing, and all this water is coming out of it. And so, yeah. And also, which makes sense because this is a water-based card, and the the moon has to do with the sign of Pisces, it has to do with Neptune, and it has to do with water. So it makes sense that in my mind, I'm seeing the sword piercing like some type of membrane, and all the water is coming out of it. And so maybe you're trying to kind of find your balance so that you can embark on this opening for you in a new way. What else would you like to say about that, Spirit? The sword is going to lead you to deeper truths about yourselves, a deeper truth, a deeper knowledge, a deeper understanding. Oh, and that with the Four of Pentacles coming up here, and that you may be trying to hold on to things that no longer serve you. You may be trying to hold on to old ideas, old values. This is what this is about. Okay. You're trying to hold on to old ideas, old values that no longer serve you. Values that you may have been given by your parents or your grandparents that were not meant to be harmful. They were meant to keep you steady. They were meant to keep you grounded. They were meant to keep you, on solid ground. And it was given to you out of love. That's what I'm receiving. It's like, for some reason, I'm feeling like it's grandparents and like your grandparents or your pillars. And that makes sense because we have the Four of Pentacles. And when I think of grandparents, you have the grandparents, and then you have the parents. So that's four. So I feel like it was grandparents and they gave you a lot of stability and structure and just, a real solid foundation. And that, but as you step into this new energy of piercing through your thoughts and cultivating things in a new way, it's time to let go of old ideas that stop you from, going through a new beginning. And, this is not a betrayal of those ideas in any way. And this is not a betrayal of what you were given, because it set you up for who you are now so that you can even take this step to have a new beginning. So don't feel like you're betraying your old ideas or values. They took you as far as they could take you. And now you've outgrown them and you need to add on to. It's going to be in addition to. And that it's okay for things to evolve and develop. I was just really feeling like, you've been holding on to something that may not always be just not quite in alignment with who you're becoming. And I think that's why at the center of the reading we have the Fool, because the Fool is a card of new beginnings, new adventures, and embarking down a different road, going on a new journey. And so it looks like here, Life Path 9, that you are beginning to embark on a new journey. A journey that's going to feel, it's going to be courageous. It's going to require bravery on your part, nothing intimidating about that, but because it's just going to be new for you. But it's going to be an adventure. And it sounds like, it feels to me energetically like it could be very positive for you, positive and thoughtful, and a really, really interesting opening for you. But it's important to let certain things go. And that when you go on this new beginning, you're going to become connected with people who you're just going to begin more collaborative relationships that are more in alignment with your new values. You're going to begin more collaborative relationships that are more in alignment with your new values. And basically, it's going to be about how you orient yourself in the world. Okay. What would you like to say about the moon? So they're saying that the moon is a card of transition and deep, deep understanding, a deeper understanding. The moon is like not the card of the surface, it's the card of the underneath. That's what they're saying. And it's important, life path 9, that you really become comfortable with dipping your head occasionally, not occasionally, routinely underneath, and you come up for air, and you dip your head down underneath and you come up for air. It's about being acclimated to connecting with yourself and going through those deeper waters. They definitely saw the sword cutting through a membrane and all the water pouring out. And so you're connecting with your deeper waters. And waters have to do with intuition, they have to do with emotion, they have to do with the subconscious mind, especially with the moon here. But the way it's showing up here with the other cards around it, I feel like with the Ace of Swords and the moon, that the two together are supporting each other. And that this deeper exploration that you're going to be doing, Life Path 9, is actually a positive for you and something that's to your benefit. But it's really important that you begin to explore your subconscious mind, and be aware of the thoughts and be aware of what you're thinking, and don't take any of your thoughts, I'm going to say, at face value. Don't if a thought comes through your mind that's always been something that you've thought, Spirit is saying to question it. And that goes back to the Four of Pentacles of letting go of old ideas and values that no longer serve you, moving away from them. Moving away from the things that no longer serve you so that you can understand things in a newer and deeper way, and being open to what you receive. Yeah. Okay. I think that's it. Is there anything else? Okay. So I hope that made sense to you, Life Path 9. Hope that made sense to you, because these are nice cards. I think these are really nice cards. The Ace of Swords, the Four of Pentacles, the Fool, the Three of Pentacles, and the Moon. I think these are really nice cards, but it's definitely about new beginnings, letting go of old values, or not letting them go per se, but maybe letting them be the springboard to your new beginning. Yes. Not about dismissing them and throwing anything away, but letting them not hamper you from your new beginning and let them take you to someplace else. Okay, so now we're going to get a message from the angels. Angels, one card for Life Path 9 for June of 2024. Angels, one card for Life Path 9 for June of 2024. Forgiveness and understanding. That's your message. Forgiveness and understanding. Hope that makes sense to you, Life Path 9. Let's see what the angels have to say about forgiveness and understanding. As soon as you see the word forgiveness, you'll know where this energy is needed in your life. Forgiveness is a correction to human vision, an opportunity to see through the eyes of the soul, and ultimately, it gives us an idea of what it's like to see through the eyes of our angels. Whatever the situation that feels heavy on your heart right now, when this card appears, your angel guide is inviting you to release it. You are being asked to you are not being asked to accept bad behavior or let it go, but to realize that the only person who's truly being affected by your unforgiving thoughts and feelings is you. You don't deserve to have past events get in the way of your present happiness. And that can only happen if you make space by releasing painful experiences from your heart. So call in your angels and ask them to help you step into the energy of forgiveness. Even if you feel you don't know how to forgive, the willingness to do it will be enough. The extended message: understanding why others have committed certain acts or you yourself have made bad decisions isn't always easy. It's important to know that you are always doing the best you can with the information and tools you have. And the more you learn in life, the greater your capacity to make choices from a space of love. When this card shows up for you, it's because angels are see you as worthy of fulfilling and when this card shows up for you, it's because angels see you as worthy of fulfilling and exciting experiences. When you are dancing with the energy of forgiveness, you are on the verge of a miracle. This isn't a time to be weighed down by the past, but a time to see beyond it. Okay, that was very interesting, Life Path 9. Forgiveness and understanding. Definitely. And maybe that's going on in your mind. Maybe that's the hidden things that spirit wants you to work with is the spirit of forgiveness and understanding towards yourself and others. And that would be a new way for you to think, Life Path 9. And a lot of times when we're working with forgiving ourselves, especially, we have to go deep, deep into our subconscious and we have to begin to let things go. We have to begin to let things go. We have to begin to let things heal. And maybe these collaborations, the Three of Pentacles that's coming up, is about you getting the support you need to do those things. Maybe that's doing more holistic things or going to energy healings and being in community with people who are doing this type of deeper work. And this is the new beginning for you and like a new opening. And of course, a new opening always means there's a greater chance you'll have more contact with spirit. So I hope this makes sense for you, Life Path 9. I really enjoyed doing this reading. I hope it resonated for you. Please leave me a comment below, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. If you'd like a more in-depth intuitive reading, that information is in the description box below. My name is Sonia Ross. I'm a psychotherapist, intuitive messenger, and an author. It's my pleasure to do this reading for you, Life Path 9. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful June of 2024. Peace.